Okay, so we have in the lectures part of the Canvas page a link that says Industrial Drawing, Program Options, and Course Sequence. If you would be so kind as to give that a click. What we'll see is that Industrial Drawing has options for individuals who are interested in a short-term goal, a medium length goal, or even long-term goals. And as we go through this, you'll see what I mean. Basically, if you are interested in going to work quickly, well, we have 3 classes that are set up: Industrial Drawing 12, 20A, and 20B. Introduction to Drafting in CAD, Computer-Aided Drafting Design Intermediate, and Computer-Aided Drafting and Design Advanced. These 3 classes provide you with a job skills certificate. So completing the 3 classes will earn you a Autocad job skills certificate. This is done in 3 semesters, one right after the other. And this is 9 units, and you are out the door and you are working. And we have a lot of students that are interested in knocking out this certificate, whether their goal is industrial drawing for a career or something related. For example, in architecture, not being able to use CAD and going through an architecture program and leaving the school with an architecture degree, well, that doesn't really mean that you're ready to work. You need to know AutoCAD if you're an architecture major. So having the 3 classes knocked out provides you with an opportunity to say you have some skills in addition to all that knowledge about architecture. Right? So that is a short-term goal. 3 classes in and out, and the class you're enrolled in right now, Industrial Drawing 12, of course, is the first of those 3 steps. We offer another certificate in this area, another short-term certificate. It's called the Solidworks Associate Level Industry Certification. And this is not a Bakersfield College certificate. This is an industrial certification that's offered by the company that makes this software, Dassault Systems. This is a 2-unit class, and it's a fall class, so this will be starting in August. Introduction to SolidWorks Industrial Drawing 42. So AutoCAD is a drawing program. SolidWorks is a 3D modeling program for industrial and mechanical design. And this class is going to get you in a position where you could work in creating 3D models for engineering, mechanical design, industrial design. The idea is at the end of the class, the final exam is the SolidWorks Certified Associate Level Exam. And that's the industry certification. So we take the class for a semester. At the end of the semester, we take the exam. And if we pass the exam, we get a industry recognized certification. Okay, so that's another short-term goal. And maybe that's attractive to you, the idea of that. Okay, so 2 different short-term goals. One can be knocked out in 3 semesters. One can be knocked out in the 1 semester. For people that want a little bit more, or a little more experience, or a little more breadth to what they know, we've got a Certificate of Achievement in Industrial Drawing. So what's the difference between the Job Skills Certificate and a Certificate of Achievement? Well, usually a Job Skills Certificate is 3 or 4 classes, right? It takes 3 or 4 semesters, and then you're at work. Part-time, of course, right? 1 class a semester. The Industrial Drawing Certificate of Achievement is 21 units. You can still complete it in a short amount of time, 4 semesters, part-time. So you're not going to come to school all day, every day. You'll take a class or 2 per semester to knock out the CAD classes. So the requirements for that first certificate, that's where they are here. They're still part of this certificate. Right? And then we have a few more classes that are added. We have a process pipe drafting and design class, an electrical design drafting class, a civil drafting and GIS class, and a parametric modeling class. So a person who takes all of these CAD classes leaves with a larger certificate. If you got the smaller certificate, that's great. You go to an employer and you say, hey, I know how to use AutoCAD. And they'll say, okay, well, we know what that certificate means because we have a lot of students that we've hired from Bakersfield College. So if you earn that certificate, we have a pretty good idea of what you're capable of. This certificate is more expansive, right? And what it tells the employer is, hey, not only do I know how to use AutoCAD, I know how to use it related to piping and petrochemical engineering drawings. I know how to use it to create ladder diagrams and P&IDs and schematic drawings for electrical design. I know how to use survey data to create drawings for land development and civil projects. And you also get some parametric modeling experience. So there is nothing on here except CAD classes. There's no English or math or anything like that. This is just a person who wants the full CAD experience that we offer at the college. You get a larger certificate for taking all the CAD classes as opposed to taking only a few of the CAD classes. Right, so this is, I'd say, a medium length goal, right? This is going to take 4 semesters, part-time. So it's not very quick, but before you know it, it's done, and you've got a good set of skills. Okay, now there is another offering that we have that's a slightly longer option. It's an Associate of Science degree in Industrial Drawing. So what does that even mean? Well, an associate's degree means you've completed 2 things. You've completed classes in your major area of study, and you've also completed general education. And the major would be, in this case, industrial drawing. So you would need to take all of these CAD classes that we talked about up here. Those would count for your major classes. There's 21 units of them. And then there's a couple more classes. There's a math requirement, intermediate algebra, if you want to transfer to another school. Or locally, believe that we can use our tech math class for a local degree. We also would like you to take a class on manufacturing, whether with metal or woods. So manufacturing B1A or wood B2, one or the other. And then we have a computer B5 class, introduction to Microsoft Office products. So taking the CAD classes along with a math class and the manufacturing, metals or wood class, and the intro to computer use for Microsoft Suite, right? This is going to complete the major requirements of the class. And then you do the Bakersfield College general education requirements. And what is Gen Ed? General education. Gen Ed is things like English and math and art and science and social studies, right? It's those 28 to 30 units that we have to complete if we want to get an associate's degree that go along with the major that we're interested in and the classes that accompany that major. Right, so here is a long-term goal. An Associate of Science degree takes 2 years. It's 4 semesters. It's full-time. You're going to be pulling 15 units a semester to do this. But if you would like to leave with an associate's degree, we are able to satisfy that requirement in industrial drawing. If you'd like to knock out a bunch of CAD classes and get a large certificate that says you have a lot of experience using CAD in a variety of settings and situations, well, we've got a certificate for that. And if your goal is much shorter and focused, here's a nice short-term goal, the AutoCAD Job Skills Certificate. And if you had room for it or the desire in the fall, well, then the Solidworks Industry Certification class is another option. There is one more option, and that would be transfer. Some students want to get an advanced degree. So we don't have a bachelor's of industrial drawing at Bakersfield College. In fact, very not the one program we do have. The one program that we do have is automation. We have a 4-year degree in automation, and we had several of our students that have gotten the associate's degree in industrial drawing decide they want to go into automation, and they've been very successful with that. We do have a lot of students also that would like a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree. So what they've done is they've completed the associate's degree in industrial drawing, and then they transfer. And commonly it's Fresno State, and they get their upper division classes for 2 years, knock out the requirements for a bachelor's degree. So I'd call that a very long range goal, right? We have a short range goal, medium range, long range, and now transfer is a very long range. Okay, so just depending on what your goals are, we've got something for everybody. We've got something for people that want to spend a little bit of time, or some time, or have the luxury to spend a lot of time. If we take a look a little bit further down at the prerequisites and the sequencing of these classes, you are here, Industrial Drawing 12. After this class, you are able to take any of the intermediate level CAD classes, Industrial Drawing 20A, 50, or 51. And then the 20A class, the intermediate CAD class, you need to complete that before you can take any of the advanced level CAD classes. Right, so the little arrows tell you the sequence and the run and how this all goes together. The Industrial Drawing 40 and 42 classes do not have a prerequisite, but they are not required for any of these other classes down here. So you see they're kind of over here in that foundation level, and they might or might not be for you. The classes with the asterisks, the little star, 1, 2, and 3, of course these are the 3 classes that make up our Autocad Job Skills Certificate. Right, and completing all 3 will get you that certificate. We look a little bit further down, we see typically students that begin in the fall. This is how their sequence would go, right? They would start in the fall with Industrial Drawing 12. In the spring, they would take these 2 classes, the following fall these 2 classes, and the following spring these 2 classes. And if you look up at the graphic, you'll see that some of these classes are offered all semesters, some are fall spring, some are only offered in one semester or the other. Like this is a fall only class, this is a spring only class, and some are offered in fall and spring. Okay, so the little chart here, the little map helps you to kind of plan out what you want to do and how to get there. There is another awesome resource that I'd like to show you, and if industrial drawing is your thing, great. If it's not though, what I'm going to show you is hugely beneficial. It's called Program Mapper. So what you would do is you would go to the Bakersfield College website, and we'll work our way down a little bit. And we're going to look for Program Mapper, Program Pathways Mapper. I'll give this a click. Program Mapper will let you see on the screen kind of like a flow chart of what classes you need to take for whatever your major is. And it's much easier to look at a picture than it is to read the catalog and try to make sense of it. I mean, I hate to say it, but the catalog's not that friendly. Program Mapper is. Alright, so what we would do is we would go to the Program Mapper and we would indicate what area our interest is in for a career. I'm going to click on Industrial Technology and Transportation because that's my area. And then what it will do is it will load up all of the certificates and degrees that we offer in this area. Here are the low unit certificates under 18 units. Here are higher unit certificates over 18 units. And here are the degrees. All you have to do is go down the list and find what you want. Oh, Industrial Drawing and Autocad. Give a click. This is really nice. It talks about the certificate, what it's geared for. You also get some information about salaries in this area, job growth over the next several years, career outlook on kind of income for different areas within that trade. And then you tell them if you are going into career or transfer. You tell them how much time you have to do it, and they will lay out for you what to take your first term, your second term, your third term, and your fourth term. And it looks like they should take this and put it over there. There's no need to skip a term. I'll have to talk to someone about that. Right, so it's a flow chart. It's what to do to get from A to B, and then you can print it when you're all done if you want to have it on a piece of paper. But the Program Mapper is pretty nice. We'll look for a slightly higher one. How about Industrial Drawing, Certificate of Achievement? Okay, and then here we have first term, second term, right? It works our way through. And what's nice about Program Mapper is we are figuring out how to apply this to all the areas. So let's say your thing is architecture. and you want to go to UC in an architecture program, you got 2 years. Well, look at this. Tells you what you should be taking your first semester, what you should be taking your second semester, third semester, and fourth semester. And generally, the little black lines are correct. They tell you, hey, this before that. Right? That's the little black line. This before that little black line. So I wanted to show you Program Mapper because it's awesome. And even if industrial technology is not your thing, you can use this in any of our pathways and degrees. Here's the geology. Let's just do geology, right? So an AS for transfer. What do you take to attain that? They lay it out for you nice and simple. Where are you going to go? CSU Bakersfield, some other CSU, or UC? Let's say UC. And how much time you got? 2 years to do it. Okay, and it will lay out your major classes up at the top here in magenta, and then your general ed classes down here, and then some elective classes down at the bottom in yellow. All right, so if you're not sure how to get to where you want to go, one way is to talk to a counselor. You can also talk to our counselors. We have several career technical education counselors available for students. They're awesome. You speak to them. If you ever need some direction, their phone number is right here on the Industrial Drawing Program Options and Course Sequence page. What's nice about our CTE advisors is they have free time. They'll meet with you for up to an hour. They will meet with you as many times as you need to meet. It's much easier to speak with one of these people than it would be to speak with somebody in the main counseling office. So if you're an industrial technology and transportation student, a STEM student, I would highly recommend making an appointment with them just to hammer out your schedule and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be and that you are on track for completing your goals. So this is our Industrial Drawing Program Options and Course Sequence. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. We'll get those answered for you.